Hello, lovely people. Welcome to a new vlog. In today's video, for the first half, I'm going to share a few of my book recommendations that I truly believe every creative should read, especially if you're feeling stuck, drained, or a little behind in your creative journey. If there's a project you've been wanting to start, but you just can't find the motivation or inspiration, these books might actually help you. I read them all in the month of April, and honestly, they've helped me reconnect with my creativity, build consistency, and find my flow again. So I thought I'd share them with you. Now, the first book I want to recommend is Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. Now, this book is perfect if you're stuck in that comparison loop where you feel like your ideas aren't original enough. The author here talks about how nothing is truly 100% original and that it's okay to take inspiration from the world around you and make it your own. Stealing in this context isn't about copying someone else's work, okay? It's about being inspired by books, music, art, conversations, nature, even everyday moments, and then transforming that inspiration into something truly yours. The second book is Make Your Art No Matter What by Beth Beckins. This is honestly one of my favorites. It's such a powerful reminder that no matter what your circumstances, your struggles, or your self doubt, you deserve to create. One of my favorite lines in this book is the longest relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. And that really stayed with me. The book talks about the emotional side of creativity, the things we fear, anxiety, self doubt, and even feeling isolated. It reminds me that making art is important and that showing up for your creative practice, no matter what, is the way of showing up for yourself. If you've been feeling or struggling mentally or emotionally with your art, I highly recommend this one. Now, the third book is Draw Your Day. This is actually my favorite by Samantha Dion Baker. This is more of a hands on and practical book. It's all about building your daily drawing habit and using your sketchbook in a way to document your life. Now, what I love the most about this book is how it helps you to slow down and notice the little things in your day, like a leaf, a color, or something you saw on your commute, or even the small moment that made you pause. Now, it teaches you simple, gradual, it basically builds your confidence to draw little things in your life that you notice, and this helped me build up my sketchbook practice. Now, the fourth book is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Now, this is a bit heavier. It's not a book you can casually read, it is a 12-week program. And if I'm going to be honest, this book isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to do the work, you might not enjoy this book, but if you're willing to commit, it can be incredibly transformative. It really challenges you, pushes you out of your comfort zone. There are activities like morning pages, artist date that can help you change your creative life from inside out. I have read parts of it and completed 4 weeks so far, but I'm currently doing morning pages and I'm planning to restart this program properly as a 12-week journey. It's intense, but definitely it's worth it if you're ready for that level of commitment. Now, Draw Your Day and Artist's Way have helped me to start my sketchbook practice, and I want to do a little flip through and show you how these two books have inspired me to begin my sketchbook practice once again. So here's a little flip through of this book. Now I allow myself to be the way I want, make mistakes, and make the sketchbook really messy. This is a promise and a favorite quote of mine that I write in this book. In any journal, I try to begin the pages with something that I allow myself, like a permission slip. And I got this book last year in August. I got it from a local art supply store here in Calgary, and it costed me around $8. This book is, it's not for mixed media, but it is a sketchbook. I'm not quite sure of the GSM of this paper, but it has like light yellow pages, and I have absolutely created a mess. I've torn a few pages because they were really bad. And this was last year. Now, it is in April when I started reading Draw Your Day by Samantha Dion Baker, which inspired me to really take my art seriously and, sketch in my journal and pick this book again and start sketching again. So when I went for my walk, I noticed little things in my day and I started sketching them. They're not perfect. I tried to, put in everything that I was, maybe the trees that I saw. I had a friend drop in lunch for me, so I drew that lunch that she dropped me, a cup of tea. I tried to draw my dog. I tried to draw the car that I saw on the road. Now, they need not be perfect, right? The whole idea is to spend time in your sketchbook. This is April 14th. I remember this day. I took the transit after many, many years. Maybe after 4 years, if I'm, yeah, I think like after a really long time, right? And I saw a squirrel on the road. So it just made me feel really nice. And then I wanted to loosen up my art. So I drew some flowers. I love drawing flowers. I use watercolor as a medium. I have watercolors, so that's something which I'm most comfortable with. I tried drawing flowers here, and these are the pastel colors I got from Dollarama. They were for $4. They are acrylic colors, acrylic pastel colors. So I tried to, draw some doodles here and there. Just spend maybe 10 minutes a day drawing. This is something I want to inculcate more in my life. I'm very comfortable journaling, but picking up my sketchbook was the biggest challenge. In fact, coming today, showing you my sketchbook has been such a challenge. Okay, this is my favorite layout. This is the day I had a slice of pizza. I went to the spa, and I actually tried nuts and bolts for the first time here. So I was really excited to draw in this. And I love lilacs. I think in around maybe May end or June, we'll have lilacs. So, around the city, that's also my favorite color. I love coffee shops. So, I started doodling coffee shops and, just painting them. The whole idea is to just pick up your sketchbook, pick up the paper, pick up any colors that you have on hand and get comfortable and start drawing. So, the place that I'm born and raised, we have a lot of rain there, and I love the rain. But being in the northern hemisphere, we don't really get rain, that torrential rainfall. We get like a little showers here and there, especially in spring and during fall. So yeah, I just love drawing clouds. Clouds is my current obsession, and I struggle drawing sunflowers, but I stumbled upon drawing trees, and I really enjoyed. I There are some colors like blue and red. I don't really like using them, so I challenged myself to, okay, maybe I'll fall in love with those colors, but I didn't. So this is my sketchbook tour that I wanted to give you, just to show you that you don't have to be perfect. It's important to just spend some time doing the things that you love to do, especially if you're creative. And talking about creativity, here is my May journal. I, had mentioned that I would love to do a flip through, but I don't want to wait for, the entire journal to complete and then show you. So I thought I'll show you how I document my day in this journal that I have made. Now, this journal is completely handmade. I started this on the 1st of May. This is the first page. I'm giving you a glimpse of everything that I have written here. I've drawn a burger, I've drawn a slice of cake, and a mug, a cup of tea that I had with my husband. So, yeah, just wrote little things that I did during the day. I had tea, I had a slice of cake. Now, I had a slice of cake after a long time, and it felt like a big piece of cake. So I drew a piece of cake. It was a cloudy day, and my husband made us vegan burgers, so I drew that. Then on the 2nd May, again, it was a Saturday, we went out for lunch, so I drew everything that we ate for that lunch. It's also the first time that I wore sandals, flip flops for this year. I went to Kensington Art Supply Store. It's my favorite art supply store, and I stuck the receipt. This is not a junk journal. This is just a journal where I want to do, sketching, writing, and expressing emotions and storing memories. So, let me just give you a context about what I'm going to be journaling about today. This is a day I went to the Central Library here in Calgary, and I volunteered as a facilitator for one of their programs. And it was a beautiful day. This is my first time volunteering here at the library, and let me tell you, I was so excited to meet people, to interact with them, to hear their stories, to just be there and experience it for myself, how it is to meet people from different parts of the world and sit there and hear their experiences and just be present in the moment. I love the library. So as soon as I got home, I had to document this experience in my journal. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the supplies that I have. The supplies that I'm using today for my journaling session is this Pentel Energel Forest Green pen. It's zero point 0.7. Then I'm using this Figma pen, which I got for around $3.50. And I'm using some micron pens. But if you don't have micron pens, I wanted to show you an alternative that you can use. You can go to Dollarama and you can get the micron pens, but I'm using also this graphic pen from Micron. But the pens that I'm talking about are these studio pens. You get a pack of three for $5. You get zero point 0.5, zero point 0.3, and I think zero point 0.01. And these are absolutely beautiful. They are similar to the Micron pens. So, basically, if you don't have supplies, really fancy supplies, don't focus on that. Use whatever you have. Even if you have a simple gel pen, that is also fine. The idea is to spend time with your journal, get your pencil out, get your favorite colors out, and just play. All right, so to begin journaling, I am using a pencil to sketch the central library, the external part of the central library, as I imagine it to be. And the picture that I had taken is just a reference pic. So I'm sketching out the outside of the library, and then I'm going to draw some trees around it. I just love drawing trees, and I did see some street uh, trees being planted outside the library. They're not really blossomed yet, but that's how they will look in spring and in summer. So I'm just going to be using my watercolors to paint the library and also draw some trees. Now the paper is a scrapbook paper that I used for my journal, and that's not the ideal paper, because when I used the watercolors I realized that the ink was blotting, like the colors were blotting, they were not really getting absorbed by the paper. So that's not the ideal paper to use, but that was okay. Once the ink, the paint dried, I went ahead and I used my pencil colors to just color in and get some details. And then I'm just sketching and drawing what the library felt like to me. Once I was done using my watercolors, I used the studio pens that I got from Dollarama to just give it a nice border, give it a nice outline for it to stand out. I didn't go really heavy with my watercolors because the paper wasn't really that great and it wasn't really even absorbing anything. But I just want to document my experience, and I want to focus on how I feel in my journal rather than the details of how it's looking. Is it perfect? Is it looking beautiful? How will it look for Instagram, for social media? I'm not worrying about that. I am just worrying about how I feel at the moment and my experience. So I'm using the postcard that I have and I'm writing how my day actually felt like as a volunteer. I'm writing my experiences, and I met so many different people from different parts of the world. There was one person from Iran, there was a person from Ukraine, and another person from Spain, from Israel, and China. And I am just writing their initial. I don't really remember their name also, but I just want to remember, the place that they were from, the experiences that they shared, and how that experience made me feel. So that's what I'm documenting on this postcard. And I'm just going to stick this postcard onto my journal with a washi tape. After today's journaling session, what I realized is movement is so essential when it comes to creativity. I was feeling stuck, and you have those days where you're like, I want to do something creative, but even picking up your hobbies that you enjoy, that you're good at, sometimes it can feel a little difficult. But maybe a walk outside in nature or just a regular walk on a treadmill can help you get out of your own mind and maybe inspire you to pick your journal up or pick a book from the library and read. All the books that I have recommended today are from the library. I haven't purchased any. So if you're in Calgary, I think if you're in Canada, you can get access to these books in your library. And if you don't have it your local library, you can request it, and then they'll have the book for you. The best part about going to libraries or getting books from the library is that you can try it for yourself. I recommended it to you because I enjoyed reading. You may or may not enjoy it, so the best thing will be for you to get the book and read a couple of pages and see how you feel. The whole idea is to start creating again, start using your journal again, start drawing, start crafting, whatever art that you like doing. Just get into the flow. I hope today's video inspired you in some way to get back to your creativity, or start journaling again. If there's anything about today's video that you enjoyed or that you liked or that inspired you, please let me know in the comments below. It just inspires me to see you inspired and then share with you more of my journal and my journal spreads. It takes a lot for me because I love being vulnerable in my journal. So when I show my journal, it is a little like, I don't know, I feel kind of sensitive. I feel really awkward, and I, of course, there's this feeling of shame and fear around showing your art to the world, and that is something that I am working on personally, um, in my journey. So thank you very much for being with me today and watching this video. I really enjoyed sharing with you my spread, my journal spread, and my book recommendations. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye for now.